Hello there guys and welcome back to Blues Fans TV from a live review of Chelsea 2, Manchester City 1. What a day to be alive, what a game, what a ridiculous game, what a dull first half really bar our goal. And then what a crazy and ridiculous second half, honestly. Honestly, I am buzzing. And I don't care that Liverpool won the league. Honestly, I do not care. What I care about is that Chelsea just beat Manchester City with the weirdest masterclass of a managerial performance you will ever see. Because the lineup was really weird. The performance was really strange. We weren't even that good. But at the same time, we were really good. And in the end, we beat Man City, even though for both goals, they kind of bottled it. It's brilliant. Honestly, it's bloody brilliant. What a huge win in our chase for top four. I mean, all the other teams pretty much won on this match day. Man United won, Spurs won, even though they're still way back. But still, Man United won, Spurs won, Wolves won. Obviously, Sheffield United lost against United, but still. You know, it was huge to win this game today. And honestly, we did. I'm buzzing. I am so happy. Of course, if you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe to Blues Fans TV. We're on our way to 100,000 subscribers, getting closer and closer and closer. You guys have been brilliant the last few days, so keep that going. Every single subscriber counts, honestly. It means the world to us if we could hit that milestone. So please be sure to subscribe if you're watching this right now. And also drop a like on this live stream or on this video at a later point. If you're happy that Chelsea managed to beat Manchester City, honestly, I am buzzing. But let's get into the game. Let's get into talking about the game. And I've got the lineup up for you here. This is the lineup that we started with today. And honestly, there were a few surprises in there. I mean, I expected, of course, you know, the back line pretty much as that for Lampard to go with it anyway. But I did not expect that midfield. I expected Kante to start. But I also expected Jorginho and Kovacic to start, especially Kovacic I expected. But no, he went with Kante as the sole deep line playmaker. I will get into that, don't you worry, I have my opinions. And then Mason Mount and Ross Barkley in front of him. And then the front three that I expected with Pulisic on the left wing, Willian on the right, and Olivier Giroud starting up front. And honestly, what a weird game. I mean, we had none of the ball in the first half. And the first 10-15 minutes, especially of the first half, were just like, what are we doing? We couldn't keep possession for more than 5 seconds. That's what it felt like. We weren't pressing at all, because when I saw that lineup, I was like, all right, so surely the plan is we're just going to press the living hell out of them. And because Lampard has accepted we can't defend anyway, so we might as well just be on the front foot like crazy and just try to score as many goals as possible. That's what I thought when I saw the lineup. Wasn't the case at all. We were quite passive and reserved, and just making sure we're in the right positions and defending well and stuff, and trying to, you know, make use of the, you know, make use of our opportunities when we got them to, you know, hit them on the break. And we struggled to begin with, and then we had a couple of moments. We started to play ourselves through. There was a couple of good moments, a couple of good play-through moments. You know, just every 5 to 10 minutes, we had one moment where we played ourselves through. Didn't always lead to a crazy big chance, but always a couple. You know, there was Barkley with good runs, and then crosses in behind, and then with Pulisic and Willian and Giroud with a nice couple of flicks to, you know, make everyone, you know, get involved. Barkley and Mason Mount with loads and loads of running to do to get into the box as well, to help out in the attacking. But it didn't quite happen. And then in there, let me just get the minutes up to be exact. In the probably 35th minute then, Manchester City had a corner, right? They had a corner. Rudiger clears it. The ball kind of just falls to Gundogan, and then him and Mendy can't, you know, sort themselves out as to who should clear the ball or who to do what with the ball. Pulisic just keeps steaming in, steals the ball from them. Then he kind of slows it down again. Mendy tries to tackle him. Pulisic just perfect, just nicks it past him and just blazes past all of them. The man's so quick. And then with the most acute finish you will ever see. I mean, he literally just curled it along the floor right into the side netting of the far corner. Honestly, as it was flying towards the goal, I thought it was going to hit the post. But he just gave it enough curl to turn it in. And lovely. And honestly, gorgeous. And that was really it for the first half. Nothing else much happened. Going into the second half, I don't know, we were much more aggressive. Didn't make any changes to start with. But we were much more aggressive. Which was good. But Manchester City also made a change, because they started without a striker. They started with Bernardo Silva as that kind of false nine or whatever you want. Even though Gabriel Jesus is fit. Aguero, of course, out injured. But Jesus is and was fit. But he came on in the second half. And that changed everything. I don't know, we were struggling. I don't know where they were doing things. And then they scored from an absolute banger of a free kick by Kevin De Bruyne after Kante gave away a very silly foul. Also in the lead up to it, we were just a bit too slow in the passing. Pardon me, need to put my goal on my phone and do not disturb. A bit too slow with passing out from the back. Aston was forced to play a long ball. Giroud didn't quite get there. Ball forced to Mahrez. Kante kind of a bit sloppy. You know, if Jorginho commits that foul, I'm like, he's just not that good at it. But I know Kante can do better, so I'm expecting a little bit better. Gives away the free kick, but, you know, as much as I can tell you it was a silly free kick, you can't expect De Bruyne to score a banger like that. It wasn't too far off the Rashford one in the League Cup, sadly. Everyone seems to score screamers against us. I keep saying this. And then not long after, Raheem Sterling actually hit the post. Actually hit the post from a throw, not throw in, but like the ball was with Edison and he just kicked it through. I can't remember. First time pass by De Bruyne, first time pass by Mahrez, and out of nowhere Sterling was through. Could have actually squared it off to whoever was to his right, but he didn't. Tried to chip Kepa and hit the post. A couple of other moments that I need to mention. First off, Kepa once Kerimo would just pass it straight to the City player, and Rudiger, you know, saved him from that one. And the only other moment that happened for City in the first half really was Kepa making a decent save from a free kick and then a Fernandinho header. But then we kind of, well, when did we make the subs? Let me just make sure on that. I think that was around the time, not too long after Man City hit the post. I'm not sure whether we made the substitutions before or after. I know we made the substitutions before. So then in the 62nd minute, Tammy came on for Olivier Giroud. So Tammy Abraham came on for Olivier Giroud. I'm not sure. Let me just go through that super quickly. 1 second, guys, because we had an absolute massive moment, right? Absolute massive moment. It's not showing up. Yeah, that's just taking too long. Who cares? Doesn't matter. Anyways, later on, then also Mateo Kovacic came on for Ross Barkley to finally help N'Golo Kante out a little bit, which I will get to in a second as well. Anyways, Pulisic was again kind of through from a Christensen pass that again the Manchester City defence just mucked up really, really badly. He was again through, rounds Edison after he kind of messed up his step, I guess, just before Edison managed to round him. Didn't get enough power on the shot, and then Kyle Walker, with the pace of absolute nightmares, just steams in and just clears it off the goal line. Temi then comes in, can't squeeze it over the goal line either. I'm fuming, I'm honestly fuming. And not too long after, when we then eventually did score the goal in the 78th minute, just before that, it was kind of the same thing again. Pulisic is through, shoots. I think it was Pulisic. No, we're through. We're attacking down the wing. The ball is played to Tammy. He shoots. Edison somehow saves it. Pulisic came steaming in. They kind of clear it off the line again. It falls to Tammy. Tammy tries to attack it. And I'm like, the ball is not over the line again. I'm fuming, honestly. I'm shouting around like a crazy person. Genuinely shouting around like a crazy person. I see the replays and I see Fernandinho just went like that. I'm like, all right, pen. That's what happened. VAR, thankfully, working, gave us a penalty, gave Fernandinho a red card. Willian, with Jorginho not being on the pitch, steps up, scores, makes it 2-1, City are down to 10 men. And after that, we kind of just see it now comfortably. We had a couple of other moments after that even where we could have done a bit better. A couple of counter-attacking moments that we could have played out better. Just made 2 more substitutions after that when Pedro came on for Pulisic and Billy Gilmour came on for Mason Mount to see it out. And that was then it. Making Liverpool champions, but also a huge 3 points in our fight for top 4. And I said in my preview yesterday, my prediction was going to be a 2-2, and I said that we can beat them, but I just didn't see it happening. But it did happen. It did happen. And let's just summarize it a little bit, because we were really good defensively, especially Andreas Christensen was absolutely brilliant. Rudiger also can't really think of any mistakes that he made, so also Rudiger pretty much faultless. Alonso had good moments, also had striker moments, don't get me wrong, both defensively and offensively. But still, it was decent overall. Aspie, I thought, was brilliant as well. I don't think he put a single foot wrong. Also just worked his bloody socks off. Kepa had that dodgy moment in the first half, but then a couple of decent saves. Was really, really vocal, which was really interesting to hear with obviously no fans in the ground. And you could finally hear him, how much he shouts around. Also how surprisingly low his voice is when he shouts around. Which, you know, surprised me at least. So that was pretty brilliant. But let's talk about N'Golo Kante. Maybe this game was finally proof that he's not a DM to some of you. Some people might still disagree. And I will have to say, Mason Mount and Barkley didn't always help him out enough. But the problem I have with Kante is, and maybe he will get used to this, right? Let me say he will never, I'm not saying he will never be a sole DM, but right now he isn't. Maybe he will get used to this, but he needs to start creating more angles for the centre-back, especially when the opposition is pressing us so much. He needs to move around way more for the centre-backs to have the angle to pass to him and not always have to go long out to the fullback, because that's much easier to press for. So the more the DM moves, the easier it gets for everyone, and Jorginho knows how to do that. And Kante doesn't yet. So I hope he improves on that if he's to be played there again. But he struggled, you know, gave away a few too many fouls on the ball generally, struggled quite a bit. Defensively, still had good moments, you know what I mean? But he struggled quite a bit. Ross Barkley and Mason Mount, really difficult because they both worked so hard. On the ball, they both had their issues, but I understand why Frank did it. He knows they have the work rate to get into the opposition's box when we get there, which they both did, but they also have the work rate to get back and defend in their own box, and they did that both. And Jorginho and Kovacic wouldn't have done that. So, fair play, Frank. Fair bloody play. I was like baffled, especially about Kovacic, baffled, but it worked. Like I said, we still won brilliant. And both of our goals were Manchester City mistakes, and pretty much all of our chances were Manchester City mistakes, or it was later on in the game where they were down to 10 men. But it worked. And what else can you do? You can only beat what's in front of you, and if the opposition give you chances by making mistakes, it's bloody brilliant. It's bloody brilliant, honestly. What more can you do? And again, guys, you know, there's 720 of you watching. Please be sure to subscribe to Blues Fans TV if you haven't already. It's been massively appreciated. We're on our way to 100,000 subscribers, so please subscribe and drop a like if you're watching. It's 700 of you watching, and how many likes do we have? Doesn't say that anywhere here. 165, sorry. 165 likes. So, how about all of you guys go and drop a like? That'd be massively appreciated. Honestly, please drop a like. Honestly, it means a lot. Please do drop a like. But continuing on with that, moving on forward on the pitch, Pulisic, what a guy he is. What a guy he is. And this is exactly why I'm saying, are we really sure we want and should play Timo Werner when he joins us in the summer? Are we really sure that we wanted to play him on the left wing? Because Pulisic is real good. And Pulisic is still real young and will only get better and better. But he's so fast. His finishing is good. Okay, could have done a bit better on the second one that Kyle Walker managed to clear off the line, because if he gets more power on it, Kyle Walker can't clear it. And guys, I will get to what you guys have put into the chat a little bit later once I'm done with basically what I want to talk about. But keep spamming the chat, guys. Keep it going. Keep the discussion going. I absolutely love it. Honestly, I absolutely love it. And I don't know where series started. Anyway, Pulisic was brilliant. His finish was amazing. His work rate was brilliant. His runs are just so good. His smartness on the ball, honestly, I love the guy. We missed him so much. And honestly, in this period, just before, obviously, the recent situation that stopped football, we missed him so much while results and performances just weren't that good. And in a game like Bayern, we needed him so much. I'm not saying we would have beat Bayern had we had Pulisic, but I don't think we would have looked as far off if we had just someone like Pulisic, because someone with pace and the directors and that finish on the wing, honestly beautiful. Willian, I thought, had a good game. His work rate, again, unbelievable. His corners were dodgy, and a couple of crosses later on where we could have easily made it 3, dodgy. But he scored the pen, which is huge. And I know you say, oh, it's only a penalty, but the pressure on that is huge. The pressure on that is huge. And he steps up, took it, he scored it. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Not criticising him. Olivier Giroud, a couple of nice flicks. Other than that, not really much involved. Tammy was trying really hard. Get really unfortunate not to score. When, if Fernandinho doesn't handball it, he kicks that in on the line. As like he's just jumping to kick it, and in that second, literally, Fernandinho handballs it away. So he would have gotten his goal. Feel a bit unlucky for him because he hasn't scored in a little while, and obviously didn't get to start either of the last 2 games. So he would have really loved that goal, and you could see it in his body language. He wanted that goal so badly, but obviously he knows, and everyone knows, the win is what matters most, and that's what we got. And honestly, I'm bloody buzzing. I'm so happy with that. Like, football is back and is properly back. Yeah, Villa, all right. But beating Man City and then with absolute calamities, I mean, you just love to see an absolute City calamity at the back at Stamford Bridge, don't you? I mean, Fernando Torres has a lovely story to tell you about that. Remember when, who was that? What defender was that? Can't remember. Was it Joe Hart anyway? Can't remember. It's Joe Hart and the centre-back, and they couldn't sort themselves out. Honestly, bloody brilliant. And thank you for the donation, Bayern, now for a $5 donation. Chelsea will get top 4 now, surely, United fans in the mud. I bloody agree. Cheers, mate. Except your name, I don't like that one. Not a fan of mine at all. Let me just get to this one message, because it seems like you said this a couple of times. By Kayo Heisel, Hudson-Odoi isn't fit to the Pulisic shoes. What a player he's becoming, and you lot wanted Hudson-Odoi to be a starter. I mean, in theory, they can both still start. Not from next season when we have Ziyech and Werner, but right now, in theory, they still could. But Hudson-Odoi isn't fit now anyway. But honestly, I'm so happy. I don't know what we're going to do against Leicester with the lineup on the weekend. I don't know what we're going to do against West Ham next week. I have no idea what Lampard's going to do. But it's bloody brilliant. I bloody love it. I bloody love it. Honestly, it's brilliant. I mean, I hope Reece James gets game time and gets his just shit together, basically, because his cameo against Villa was poor. But it's good. I don't want to see Kante as a DM against a team that presses us. I don't like it. Honestly, I don't like it. Maybe if we give him more time, things will get better. Bloody hell. Cheers for the $14.99 donation by Blue FT216. Don't know what that stands for, but I really do appreciate it, mate. And he says, big win for us, massive. Pulisic Captain America show. No congrats to Liverpool tonight. I'm hoping there will be no second peak of COVID-19 because of the celebration in Liverpool. Yeah, I'm hoping that as well, mate. Honestly, I'm hoping that as well. But again, thank you for your donation. Honestly, means a lot. But it's just bloody brilliant. I mean, we just got to beat Man City. I didn't see it happening. I didn't see it happening because they were really good after the break until today. And they weren't that good today, especially first half when they had Bernardo Silva up front. They was not doing anything, really. I mean, we were defending well, but it's not like we were putting on any defensive masterclass or anything. Trust me, we really weren't. But somehow, it worked out brilliantly. It was amazing. I loved it. I bloody loved it. But City didn't do much. And it worked out, honestly. I'm so happy. Let me just talk through a couple of stats of the game because it's kind of weird because we only had 35% of the ball. We had more shots, less chances created though. You know, only 6 compared to City's 10. But big chances, we had 7 and City had 1. Do you know what I mean? I guess because the free kick doesn't count as a big chance even though they scored it. Shots on target, we had 10, City had 2. To be fair, we had about 3 shots in both occasions when the ball was cleared off the line and then in the end was given as a penalty for the second one. So that was like loads of shots in one go. But we had way more shots on target. So our clinicalness, okay, we didn't score more, but at least we got more on target than we did before the break, which I was very, very happy with. So overall, why is my light flickering? So overall, I really can't complain. Fair play, Frank Lampard, honestly. And there are still some critics of Lampard. There are still some people that are doubters. I think today, okay, you can say it wasn't all perfect, but we're still playing Man City, the best squad in the league. And we did everything we needed to do to beat them. And that probably is Australian dollars, $7.99 in Australian dollars. You said, by Paul Styles, you said, I live in Australia and woke up at 4:30 a.m. to watch this match, and it was bloody worth it. Fair play to you, son. Fair play to you, son. All these people that say, you know, the fans that don't go to games are plastics or whatever else. No, these people get up at 4:30 in the bloody morning to watch the game. And mind you, tomorrow is Friday, right? So, you know, the guy's probably going to work or school or uni or whatever else. Don't know if these things are already open in Australia, to be honest. But, you know, possibly. So, really does mean a lot, the donation. And another donation, bloody brilliant, mate. By, again, Blue FT216. Another £10 donation. Honestly, appreciate it so much. It's very Chelsea to win tonight and then lose on Sunday and then lose next week to West Ham. It's very Chelsea to win tonight and then win on Sunday and then lose next week to West Ham. Don't know which one you mean now. And I don't want to jinx it. I can see us still beating Leicester on Sunday, but we always struggle against West Ham because they always have their best performance of the season against us. They always do. Didn't they already beat us this season? I'm pretty sure they did. So hopefully you're wrong. Fingers crossed you're wrong. And fingers crossed we just beat Leicester, win the FA Cup, go to West Ham, beat them as well. Not even sure whether it's at the bridge or away. Don't remember. But all that matters is that we beat them. That'd be bloody brilliant. But still, you know, we have that cushion now. You know, we expected to drop points today, but we still have a 5-point gap to 4th now. So we have that cushion to drop points at some point. Ideally not a West Ham and against a more difficult opponent, but still we have that cushion. And honestly, it's pretty brilliant. It's pretty brilliant. I'm going to get to a couple of more things that you guys have put in the chat. Again, while I tell you that, and you guys can put questions into the chat or things you want me to talk about. Again, please make sure you subscribe. Honestly, we're on our way to 100,000 subscribers. Not sure how many exactly we're on now. It was 98,560 or something before the game started earlier, so might have gone up quite a bit since then. So honestly, please do subscribe. Every single one of you means a whole lot. It would mean a lot to us to hit that milestone. Drop a like on this live stream if you're watching it right now. Over 800 if you're watching. Honestly, really do appreciate it. Drop a like right now. Drop a like on this video if you're watching it at a later point. And also, yeah, thank you for the constant support. We honestly do appreciate it. And let me get to some of the comments. Werner and Ziyech must be smiling. Probably. I mean, they're probably gassed because this is like I said in the title, very big step towards top 4 in Champions League football. The question by Essie, £2 donation. Really do appreciate it, mate. Where are you from? I'm from Austria, not Australia. Austria. Not sure whether you're questioning my accent. Some people say I sound South African. Some people say I sound English. Some people say I sound a mix of it. But yeah, I'm Austrian. Anyways, that is that. Do you think Chelsea will sign Havertz? I don't know. Hope so. It would be fun, wouldn't it? Anthony Zena says, Chelsea need to keep Willian. He's a great figure in the dressing room and on the pitch. He's a true blue. I agree to some extent, but we've done more than enough. We have offered him a 2-year deal. If he takes it, great, I think, because we can keep him on for another year and then sell him for money next year. I wouldn't keep him for 2 years. But I wouldn't give him a 2-year deal. He hasn't a 3-year deal that he wants. He doesn't warrant that, in my opinion. Honestly, he doesn't warrant that. Rate the first team. Don't know what that means. Where's Sophie? At home chilling. Describe Pulisic in one word. Just take the space out and then call it Captain America and just misspell it. Christensen was amazing. Honestly, Chris, I completely agree. Christensen was brilliant. Also took one in the head when Mendy shot. I think it was still in the first half, wasn't it? No, it was in the second half already. Mendy took a shot from outside the box and Christensen just stood his ground, just bounced it away, fell over like a almost like he died, honestly, or just collapsed anyway. Fell over and was dizzy for a good while. But honestly, bloody brilliant from him. Brilliant performance. Do you think Kepa should have done better? No. You shouldn't have made the mistake that he did in the first half. Can't do anything about the free kick. Didn't concede another goal and made a couple of good saves. So I was happy with that. Is Tomori still injured? Yes, he is injured. Tomori is out for another week or so. Possibly see him against West Ham next week. Probably on the game after. Is when he will be on the bench again at least. And is Jorginho match fit? I would assume so, as much as everyone else is. But today's game maybe wasn't with Lampard in the game that Lampard wanted him in. We'll have to wait and see how much he will be used in the rest of the season. Kepa was fine today. I agree. Do people in Austria watch the Premier League? I mean, I do. Many people do. Not as many as other leagues, possibly. But yes, we do watch the Premier League. Kante's performance dropping. He's not a DM. Play him out wide in the midfield 3 would have been a bit better, in my opinion. But he also needs a little bit of help. And also getting used to playing a new position, all right? As much as I don't want him to play there, I also have to, cut him some slack. He's not used to playing in this position. As much as some people are saying, he played there for Conte, he played there for Leicester, he plays there for France. No, he doesn't. He never does. He never did, right? He played there once, we lost 3-0 to Arsenal. Bloody brilliant. He doesn't play there. So, the important thing here is, he also needs some time. If he's going to play there more, he needs some time to get better at it, which I will give him. Again, another comment by Caio Heisel. I think we will be wasting Werner if we don't play him as a striker and Pulisic as a left wing. It's going to be difficult to tell. I think we'll have pre-season. We'll have a few games to try it out. It's also going to depend on how Tammy develops and how things work, how he's fits the Premier League, how he gets used to the Premier League, whether he can play up front as a lone striker and stuff. So, that will be very interesting. A comment about Barack Obama. How you doing, mate? How you doing, mate? Do you think Chelsea will win the FA Cup? Oh, that's impossible to tell, honestly, mate. That's impossible to tell. I don't know. I don't know. Be brilliant, but there's still some really good teams in the Cup. I mean, Man United still there, who've already beaten us 3 times this season. There's Man City still in it. I know we beat them today, but they're still a good team. I was going to say Arsenal, but probably can't. Don't need a left back. Maybe Alonso is like Calazde. Don't know who that is, but Alonso is definitely not good. So, no. Rudiger was pretty solid too. I agree. We need better quality crossing, to be honest. Yes, I agree with that too. Kante will either play DM or he will be sold. Or not. Dark side, PLD, Rudiger and Tammy need to improve. I don't think Rudiger was particularly bad, and I don't think Tammy did anything bad today either. What can he do? I mean, maybe he had a couple of bad touches that I didn't necessarily notice or don't really remember so well right now. But I think generally he was quite good. We struggled when he first came on. And then he was always the first to pounce and he won us a penalty. Because if he's not on Fernandinho in that moment, he doesn't handle the ball, so we don't get a pen. He doesn't get sent off and we don't win the game. I mean, let's just say it as it is. So I don't think you can criticise Tammy. And he really tried, ran his socks off as well. What's going to happen to Pulisic after Werner's arrival? If he carries this form on, it's going to be lit next season. I agree. Except with the word lit. Don't agree with that one. But yeah, I said this at the beginning of the stream, guys. This is why I'm really unsure whether Pulisic should play, whether Werner should play on the wing. I mean, you could argue play Pulisic on the right wing or play Ziyech as a 10. But what about Ruben? What about Mason Mount? And generally, what formation are we going to play? I mean, it's an option. Tammy, Werner on the wing, left wing, Pulisic right wing, and Ziyech as a 10. It's an option. But ideally, I would still want Werner up front, if it's possible. But there will be a lot of rotation. Some games, I'm sure he will play up front. Some games, I'm sure he will play out wide. Tammy up front. Ziyech, Pulisic, Hudson-Odoi. We have loads of players. Who knows whether we'll sign Calvert or not. Was Jorginho needed? I mean, I think in some moments today, we really, really missed him. Can we sell him? Hopefully not. Pulisic needs to start week in, week out for the remainder of the season. I agree. But obviously, be careful with him as well because he was injured for a while of the season as well. And the last comment I'm going to mention is, let me know what I go with. Tammy's movement is a bit iffy for a tall guy. He gets bullied. I mean, movement is always tricky. Movement, yes, but movement can also, it can look silly when a ball with the pass to him doesn't go where he ran. You could also just say the pass wasn't right. Do you know what I mean? So I don't think his movement is necessarily bad. I think he's got quite good movement in general. That he gets bullied quite a bit considering his height is maybe a fair point. It's maybe a fair point, I'm not going to lie. But he's also young. He will bulk up, he will get stronger. So I think that's normal. Kante was making the worst passes ever. To some extent, yes, what a game. Brilliant. Still Kante for Havertz, not the same position. Gilmour is amazing. Only had 2 minutes, but one lovely switch ball to Pedro, who was through to make it 3-1 almost at the end, but forcing Ederson into a good save. And guys, I'm going to leave it here. So many guys tweeting it, putting things in the chat, putting comments in the chat. Honestly, really, really do appreciate it. Really do appreciate all of the donations earlier as well. Honestly, really do appreciate it. Over 800 of you still watching. Again, please make sure you subscribe to Blues Fans TV if you haven't already. Help us reach 100,000 subscribers. Would be bloody brilliant. Drop a like on this live stream if you enjoyed it. Drop a like on this video if you're watching it at a later point, and leave me your thoughts on the game down in the comment section below. It would honestly mean a lot. All of your interaction does. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Up to Chelsea. Want to win that was today. And I'll see you when I see you.